Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and this is what I read for TBR Takedown and Genrethon. So I kind of combined these two because they overlapped by a day, and TBR Takedown was only 3 days anyway. And this is going to be a very short wrap-up, unfortunately, because the number of books I actually read during these readathons were nowhere near as much as I thought I was going to. Fact is, I was sick, and I also kind of got into a reading slump a little bit, which is the first time that's happened in like a year and a half since before I started my booktube channel. First, I read the first two books in the Penryn and the End of Days trilogy, Angelfall and World After by Susan E. And these books are so good. They're both about 300 pages or less, so they're really light reads and they're really quick. I finished World After in just a day. And basically, this is about a girl named Penryn living in a post-apocalyptic setting that where the world has been taken over by angels, and her little sister Paige gets kidnapped by angels, and she has to go and rescue her. And this is such an entertaining story. It has like no filler whatsoever. But it was like really disturbing in a lot of ways. I kept thinking to myself, how can this nice Asian lady who used to be a lawyer come up with such insane crap, like people's insides being eaten while they're alive and whatnot, like all this craziness. Like, this series is insane. I can't wait to read the third one. So as soon as I got through those two books, I picked up Crazy for Cornelia by whoever the hell it's by, Chris Gilson, and this is a way better book than I was expecting it to be. I just got this book for $1 from the library's little bookstore thing, and I wanted to read it right away because of just the disturbingness of the Angelfall books. So I wanted something like really, really light. So this is an adult contemporary about an artist named Kevin who gets a job as a doorman because he's like really struggling with his art because nobody wants to buy like neon glass stuff, basically. And so he gets a job as a doorman for a really hoity-toity rich people's apartment. And one of the people living in the hoity-toity rich people's apartment thing is a guy who has a daughter named Cornelia, and Cornelia is basically just, she gets a lot of media attention for being really crazy and like passing out in a water fountain and just weird shit like that. And so Kevin really judges her when he doesn't really know her. He like really judges her and thinks that she must be some kind of crazy party girl. But the fact is that she's actually just obsessed with Nikola Tesla, and she thinks that he really got screwed over by Thomas Edison, and he really deserves the credit for inventing electricity. So she basically has dumped all this money into building a Tesla museum, and basically the only reason that she really is ending up seeming like a party girl and doing weird things like getting really drunk and passing out in a water fountain is because her fiance is just like, I don't know, like the only time she even really drinks alcohol at all and does all that stuff is because her fiance just hands her alcohol and says like, here, drink this. Kevin and Cornelia end up actually getting to know each other, and he starts to not judge her anymore and sees her for who she really is. Her fiance is trying to take over her father's company by marrying her and taking like her voting stock. This is a really insane book. Like, it has 3 reviews on Goodreads. It has a lot of ratings, but only 3 reviews, and all the ratings kind of either gave it like 1 star or 4 stars. So people either really like this book or just hate it completely. And one of the Goodreads reviews said a bunch of stuff about how it was a 4-star review, and it said that basically, in order to enjoy this book, you have to just like let go of any kind of preconceived notions about how people should act, because nobody acts like they would normally in real life. And like, so none of the situations in this would really happen in real life. And I kind of see where that review is coming from, but my issue really with any like unreality of it is kind of just the fact that certain situations It's not necessarily how people would act, but like certain situations wouldn't arise in real life. Like I'm pretty sure that electric shock therapy is rarely, if ever, used anymore. Um, and definitely, I'm not an expert, but I can kind of guess that probably um people wouldn't lose like a ton of their memories like that quickly from just a couple of electric shock treatments, because that was a little bit far-fetched. And then even if that does happen, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just instantly get it back as soon as like one thing happens. Kevin and Cornelia's actual romance happened way too quickly. They spend a third of the book not really knowing each other at all. Like he doesn't actually meet her until a third of the way through the book. And then um they just don't really have anything going on. They don't have a friendship, they don't have anything. And then like one thing happens and within a day they're like in love, like convinced that he's in love with her and everything. So it's kind of that just happened really quickly compared to everything else. That's kind of what I thought about this book. I really liked it. It was a fun read, especially after something as intense as Angelthal. Three books that I tried to read for Genrethon were the ones that I'd actually intended to, and all three of them were seriously putting me into a reading slump. So I decided to pick up something that I knew was going to be amazing, and so I started reading Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, and this is a really, really good book. I'm not even halfway through it yet, but it's like seriously really, really good and keeps getting better and better. Obviously, I'll talk about that one during my wrap up at the end of the month. So anyway, if you participated in Genrethon or TBR Takedown or both, let me know what you read in the comments. And if you've read any of those books, let me know what you thought of them. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye!